So I'm recording another video today because I want to keep up and kind of give some insight day to day with how I'm doing and what my thoughts are like and give you a little recap of yesterday. So I made a video yesterday when I was just about in the thick of some really severe panic type of thoughts and really catastrophic, negative, like end of life type of thinking that was, now I could look back from yesterday and be like, yeah, it was irrational, but it still kind of feels real, and that worry is still there. It's not as severe as it was. So I was able to work a little yesterday. I used a lot of strategies, like staying very busy and active in the moment, so not concentrating on my thoughts, but more on what I was doing, which was helpful for me. Also knowing that there was a finish to my day, like, okay, I just have to keep it together for this long, and then I can relax, or then I can let my guard down. So after I was done with work, I watched a little bit of TV once I got home. Saw my kids, relaxed a little, started writing, really tried to like stay busy or active. I immediately called my wife when I got home because I know, at least for me, when I'm in that state of mind, I can't think clearly or rationally. And she reminded me, okay, make an appointment with your therapist for the next day. Make sure you connect with your psychiatrist to see maybe if you need to do anything with your medicine. So I did just that. I made an appointment, which I have in about 20 minutes, with my therapist, I was very lucky that he had availability today, and I'm going to go in and see him. Afterwards, I'm going to connect with my psychiatrist to see if we need to do anything with my medicine, or if this is just like a one-time deal and just need to kind of see how things go the next few days or week. It's a lot of crying yesterday, which I usually don't do anymore, but my wife seems to think it was almost a buildup of the last few weeks of big family events and busyness and stress and just all kind of, accumulating into this one event or one weekend, that it just, I guess caused that reaction in me. Another thing that really was brought to light was there is no cure, which for so long I thought, because I wasn't really experiencing worry about having panic attacks. I always had this mindset the last few years of like, okay, if it happens, it's like I said yesterday, like 20 minutes, 30 minutes, I'll deal with it. I could always reschedule work and then I'll be okay. So I kind of was tricked into thinking, oh, like I don't have to deal with this anymore, I'm cured. But I was very quickly reminded there's no cure. There's just coping with it the best as you can. And I think part of the reason why I was in such shock and so upset yesterday is because I thought I didn't have to deal with this anymore. It's been a long time since I've felt what I felt over the weekend. And it was very scary. It really freaked me out. Almost like, you thought you defeated this monster, this villain, like from those horror movies, and 5 years later he pops up, or you see signs of it and you're like, I thought we were done with this. So very humbling to know that I'm always kind of in recovery or in treatment, however you want to say it or look at it, of practicing self-care, of doing what I need to do, but not thinking like, okay, I'm done with this, so that if it does happen, that shock isn't there. I could look at it more like, okay, we knew this was going to happen. I live with this. It's all right. Just like anyone else lives with whatever they deal with. Sometimes you get colds or flus, blood sugar, any medical issues, same thing here. So I think that helped my mindset a little bit. I definitely had to take some medicine last night to help me sleep, because I felt a lot of those hyperarousal type of symptoms. So like my heart, my breathing was shallow, nausea, lightheaded, I'm using a lot of my strategies today to make sure I eat, because in the past when this happened to me, I didn't eat, I didn't sleep. So I'm really focusing on just those basics, on eating, on sleeping, on taking care of my body and my health. Because I know that when I don't do that, I feel worse, and then my appetite goes down and my anxiety goes up. So I'm really just focusing on those things and using a lot of self-talk like, okay, I'm nauseous, but I'm nauseous because I'm hungry, not I'm nauseous, I can't eat, I'm going to throw up. And then my thought is, okay, once I eat, if I get sick or if I throw up, whatever, like, it's not a big deal. My body's telling me like, okay, this isn't working, try again later. So that thought alone for me really helps, instead of thinking about like, oh God, oh no, I hope not. Like, okay, if it happens, whatever, I'll deal with it. Other thoughts right now that I'm really focusing on is not thinking the future, where yesterday got very bad, where I was thinking of, how am I going to live like this? How am I going to work? How am I going to provide for my family? Even a lot of self-harm thoughts like, I don't want to be here anymore, I can't live here. But again, like, immediately when I think of that, I start to feel so guilty and ashamed, and how can I do that to my family and my children? So I was really grappling with that, did a lot of writing. I must have written 4 pages in this old journal I had for when I was dealing with this 5 or 6 years ago, which was helpful because when I write, it allows me to focus on being present and not thinking of the future. And that's a lot of what I'm doing right now. I'm literally just focusing right now on talking to the camera and my surroundings. And I'm not thinking about this afternoon or tomorrow or next week. I'm just going to play day by day, minute by minute, even if I have to, and use a lot of my self-talk. So for me, it's, I don't know what tomorrow might be. You know, aliens could land here tomorrow. We could be in a war with Russia and I have to go to war and get recruited, and who knows? I know for some people that freaks them out. Funny enough, for people like me, that helps and just kind of reminds me like, I don't know what the future is going to be. So I can't keep looking at my schedule and obsessing about like, oh my God, how am I going to do this? Because that for me creates a lot more worry and panic of, well, I won't be able to work and I'm going to have to cancel my day and let down my clients and not have enough money for A, B, and C. That was my pattern of thinking in the past, which led to a lot of very severe, catastrophic kind of end of my world thinking. So I'm just focusing on right now. Having a schedule for me works too. So even knowing like, okay, at this time I see my therapist, at this time I'm going to make my video. I'm going to play some music. I'm going to go for a walk. So really doing a lot of things that force me to focus on being present and not thinking as much. Because I've had people even tell me in the past while looking at me, they're like, I can hear you thinking. I could see your brain just turning and nonstop. And that has always been my worst enemy. You can ask anyone with, you know, any severe panic, anxiety disorders, one of their worst traits that they wish they could get rid of, it's that overthinking. A lot of the people I work with, they say they're stuck in their head. They're just in their own head. And I get it. You know, I guess one of the things that helps me help others is I really understand it. I haven't shared a lot of these details with a lot of the people I work with because it's not really about me. Some of them I have when they're a little older or when we're a little closer and I feel that it doesn't mess up the relationship or affect their treatment, and build that connection, knowing that they're not alone. And there's a lot of us that deal with this, and when it's happening, it's horrible and it's scary and it really seems like it's going to be forever. So we just have to remind each other that, you know, it always goes away, but it can come back, but that's okay. You know, we have our support, we have our tools, we can deal with it. Just like, you know, I always equate it to a medical type of issue. You know, if that you're in remission and that cancer comes back, okay, well, we'll do what we need to do again, whether it's surgery or chemo or radiation. We have a plan. And that's what I'm really trying to do right now is prevent this from getting worse, but also accepting that instead of, oh no, like I don't want this to get worse. Like, okay, it might, that's okay. Like the panic might come. I'll deal with it as it comes. That thought for me really helps a lot, rather than, oh no, I have to prevent it, to, okay, like if it happens, I'll deal with it. Even if I'm at work and have to step out for a minute or tell the person like, you know what, I'm not feeling so hot, like let's take a break, or I need a minute, or let's do something else. I'm gonna probably keep making a few more of these the next few days, which hopefully again can share a little bit of insight where you can really hear and see firsthand somebody dealing with a lot of panic-like symptoms as they're coming and going. And like I said yesterday, I hope you have a great week. Share this with whoever if you think it could be helpful for somebody dealing with something similar, or loved ones or people who care for others that have to deal with something like this, just to give a little insight. Have a great day, and I'll talk to you all soon.